Okay, I'm back out here in my shop again, and I know what some of you are probably thinking. You're probably thinking, look here, old Dave's hitting the bottle again. And well, not exactly, but I'm out here just kind of pilling around. I come out here to clean up my shop a little bit, and had some scrap wood, and I thought, well, let me try to make some of these balancing wine bottle holders. And I'll show you the process here that I did. Of course, I drew this up inside, and this one I started out, I know a lot of different, there's lots of plans on the internet how to do them. This one I kind of made like the shape of a bottle. I drew this up myself. And in this first one, I put an 1.5-inch hole, used a 1/4 round to smooth over the edges and everything. And you can see it works well. You find the right spot. There we go. So it works well, but I didn't really like it with the bottle like this. I like it where the bottle's almost even, just a little bit of tilt forward. So I adjusted my program, and that's a piece of red oak, by the way. And then I had a piece of maple here, which is going to look really nice when I put some clear on it. But what I did is I made an oval slot to try to get the bottle to tilt down more. So what I did is I drew another circle a 1/2 inch up from where the other one was, so I got them a 1/2 inch center to center, connected the lines, made an oval slot out of it. And then I got a much different result. You can find the happy spot there. Okay, and so now you can see it's a lot more level. So I like that. It's just slightly tilted forward, just enough to keep the weight forward. So I like the way that one came out. Then I decided I'd try to make one of these fish that I've been seeing online, and I even moved the hole up another. I went up another 1/8 of an inch for a total of 5/8 center to center on this one. And this one works really well. It's kind of turn that where you can see it. And that one has the bottle nice and almost level. Like I said, just a little bit tilt, and then I thought, well, I'm going to leave it the way I had it on the other one. So I cut one more out of some red oak that I had, and this one works quite well too. So, I don't know, these things are kind of cool. They probably make some good Christmas gifts, or, give them away. And plus, with my CNC, I was thinking of, trying to personalize them and engrave something on them, to make them kind of personal. Now, all of these things that I made, like I said, I drew them up, used my CNC router, which is behind the camera there. You could do it easily by just taking the file, printing it out full scale. Use a scroll saw to cut that out. I don't have a scroll saw, so it's nice to use a router. But you could cut all this out on a scroll saw, sand it smooth. Same difference. One thing I'm going to say, what you need to do though is, or at least I think it's easier, is to put your angle on there before you do anything else. That way, when you go to cut it on your miter saw, you've got just a square, flat surface to put it on and get a nice good miter. Again, the different plans on the internet, I've seen this angle anywhere from 45 to I think 23 degrees. I went ahead and went with the 45, and I think that's got a nice look because it's really leaned over like that. So I kind of like that. But really, I think it doesn't really matter what degree you cut it at, within a certain range, because it's just finding that sweet spot with the center of gravity on your bottle where it's right over here. But anyway, these are kind of fun to make. Again, you might be wondering too, this is an empty bottle, and you might be saying, well, wait a minute, Dave, you don't have any stuff in here. But I did take these in the house just to make sure I wasn't making these for nothing. And I've got some bottles in there I got in the fridge that have various levels of liquid in them. So I was able to test it out with those, and they work just fine. So anyway, that's all I was going to show you today. You know, I may have some plans up there. I don't know. These aren't really that hard to do, so I don't know if I'll even bother putting the plans up there or not. If anybody wants them, they'll let me know and I can email them to you or something. And I'm planning on trying to come up with something a little more fancy. You know, this is, like I said, just kind of shaped like a bottle. That's a fish. There's probably a million of those people have made. So I want to try to come up with something a little different, some really weird shape, but yet something that's still balanced. But one more thing I want to talk about while I'm on here today is, and I mentioned this in my video the other day, I've got a few of these left. These are the table saw T-bar brackets, just like what's on mine right here. So if anybody wants one of these, you better get them while they last, because you know, I may not, you know, unless I just get a ton of orders for them, I'm not going to fool with doing another run of them. But what you get here, and let me move in so you can see this. You get the laser cut and formed bracket. You get the plastic inserts that I cut with my CNC. They're all tapped and screwed in like this. You got the 2 set screws for the adjustment to parallel it to the blade. And then also right here, the way it sets, here's your little window where you can look through and see your measuring scale on the tube. These are made to go on square tubing, 2x2. Well, it doesn't have to be square, but it's got to be 2 inches this way. You know, you can pick that stuff up at Lowe's or probably your Ace Hardware store or something like that. If you do go to put one of these on, go with at least 1/8 inch wall. Don't go any thinner than that. Don't use the 14 gauge wall. It's a lot less expensive, but it's too easy to bend. So go with at least 1/8 inch wall or thicker. So anyway, I've got a few of these left, and like I said, get them while they're hot, because I don't know if I'm going to run any more or not. Also, I thought I'd show one other thing here. Let me see if I can drag this thing into the camera. I got another little cheap table saw. Bought it, I don't know, probably a month or two ago. It was missing the fence, it's missing the little guard, didn't have a miter gauge with it or anything, so this was all it was, just the stand. And again, if you look at this, this is a ProTech, but it's pretty much the same as a Tradesman. You know, the plastic's just a different color. The table's a little different, but you know, these are all pretty much the same. So since I got this for a song, I'm probably going to build another table saw. And I think what I'm going to do this time is, I'm very happy with mine, but it's about 3 foot by 4 foot. And I think what I'm going to do, because my shop's starting to get crowded, I've got a 12 by 28 shop, and it's starting to get crowded in here because of all the stuff I've been building. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe probably keep it 3 foot, maybe go a little farther that way, but probably make it, instead of 4 foot, come out 5 or maybe 5.5 feet this way, and maybe incorporate my router lift on a wing of that. So that'll be a project coming up, and I'll be using one of these as well. So for that. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I want to thank all my new subscribers. Had a ton of new subscribers. I got, oh, by the way, I got an email from somebody while I was out here today, wanting one of these. Somebody from Arkansas, Taylor, somebody, I think. Anyway, so like I said, get those while I got them, because I may not run anymore. And I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel, and thank you for watching my videos. And we'll talk to you next time.